traditional media is limited,
Yes,
and
the
Yes.
global
reach of social
connectivity,
media is unlimited.
the global
Yes.
connectivity is a new, or you
We
can
can
say
call
the
it reach. The reach is unlimited, while in
Yes, ma'am.
traditional media, the reach is limited. That is very good point.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else?
Also, ma'am, it's less time consuming to connect. I
Less,
mean,
it's instantaneous. The moment you post it, it reaches people. While in traditional media, it takes time.
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Also, ma'am, in
Permanence.
traditional media, when we talk about that, because in traditional media, as we are giving examples of magazines and radio or TV, maybe. So here, the other person can't communicate with the party. In social media, the two-way conversation can happen, but
Yes,
while we
yes.
are reading radio.
Who's that
Also,
asking?
ma'am, like to add, like, if in case of false information and other things, it get clarified within 2 days or some, in a very few moments. In earlier, in traditional media, it takes lots of time, and the issue gets covered with the time.
Ma'am,
Fine.
it took the time to recognize the issue and to resolve it.
Good. So
Ma'am,
you can
it's
call it reach, you can call it instantaneous, you can call it interactive. That is how it is different from
Yes,
traditional
ma'am.
media.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
in
Yes.
Yes,
ma'am,
traditional
yes.
media is permanent. What you have say printed, it stays there. But social media, you can edit, you can change your version, you can edit. So there's a couple of differences which you have missed out. Fine. Just one more query I have. Like it is said that okay, stress, anxiety, isolation, low self-esteem is associated with it. Why so? Just anybody can answer. So these are all negative traits that I've talked about: stress, anxiety, isolations, low self-esteem. Why
ma'am,
so? Yeah.
gold polishing the images at the social media, because when we open the Instagram or Facebook, we'll find we will find a feed filled with the filtered images, and the people are not showing their flaws. Generally, they are not showing their flaws. They are just showing that everything is perfect going on in their lives.
Pratiksha, I
Yes,
think
ma'am. They.
yes, we try to portray the better side of us
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
on the
Yes, ma'am.
media.
When they
The
are
way,
showing another picture instead of the reality that they are facing.
Yes, ma'am.
so
As it is said, we used
true.
to.
Yes, Vanchika, you wanted to add something? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. We reached on a stage where we spent half of our energy on hiding what we are, and half of our energy in showing what we are not. So there is nothing left to explore what we actually are.
Okay.
That
So
made people really feel low about that.
okay, Tushar, I can say that because everybody posts the better side of them
Yes,
and the
ma'am.
stress or the pains that they've gone through, that is not projected. We only project the better side of us. And so when we see somebody, we feel that, okay, they're having a good time, but we are going through all troubles, etc. There was one person who started posting negative, or let's say the low side of her or the pains she went through. Can anybody identify who she was? And yes. Sheryl Sandberg, have you heard of her?
Yes, ma'am.
Omar, who was she?
Ma'am, CEO of Facebook,
She's CEO of Facebook. She's the
Chief
first,
Operating Officer.
yes, COO of Facebook, who first posted the pains she has gone through. And ever since we saw that following her, there were many others who talked about their pains. And then her pain became less. Like she realized that there are people who are suffering more than I. So that's
Yes,
one
ma'am.
thing. Of course, then explore about her. There's a lot you can learn from her. It was a very good presentation. There were certain queries I wanted to clarify. Okay, I think we can move to the next group. There are many other things I would like to clarify, but I think there's a time limit. So we can move on to the next group. It was a good set of presentation, well coordinated also. We'll give you the feedback once all the presentations are over.
Thank you
So
so
Thank
we
you,
much,
can
ma'am.
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Mr.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you.
ma'am. Thank you.
to the next group, Sabya's group. Yeah, Sabya Akil takes over.
Yes, ma'am, we are ready. Let's start.
Share your slide.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Arusha Jabasim, and along with my group, we'll be presenting a presentation today on the topic social networking impact in area of human resource management. I'll start with a very basic introduction of social networking. Social networking is a process of building and maintaining social relationships. The term is most commonly applied to online relationship building, either for enjoyment or to establish social currency to exploit it. There are various platforms through which social networking is performed. And moving on to the next slide, let us see a brief introduction of human resource management. Human resource management is central to any organization, and it's about far more than just hiring and firing employees. In forward thinking companies today, human resource management focuses on recruitment, direction, and management of human asset and making strategic plan for the future. Strong human resource management nurtures human talent so employees can become even more valuable to the business. The emergence of digital platforms like Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram have democratized communication to a greater extent. People today are in a much better position to share their views and express their opinions in a free and independent manner. It would not be an exaggeration to state that social media has become an integral part of our daily existence. Now, I would like to call Karan to take the presentation further.
Good morning, everyone. Initially, HRM was considered costly because companies have to advertise in paper for vacancies, and there was no checks and balances. That means there was no rules and regulation regarding HRM because it was a new activity, which led to its stagnant growth because companies didn't knew about something called as competitive advantage, and there was also lack of clarity about the role of an HR. But since the introduction of social networking, it has become an effective communication tool where companies can post jobs online through LinkedIn, and which has reduced the cost. And now the companies also know about competitive advantage, so they can analyze what their rivals are doing and plan effectively, which has also improved the performance of an organization as a whole. Now, I would like to invite Dushyant.
Thank you, Karan. So let me tell you the impact of social networking in employee engagement. Before telling me this, let me tell you what is employee engagement. Employee engagement is a HR concept that describes the level of enthusiasm and a dedication a worker feels toward their job. Engaged employees care about their work and about the performance of the company and feel that their efforts are going to make a difference. There are certain advantages of employee engagement in HRM. First is higher employee retention, then lower absenteeism, and then it increases productivity. So how social networking help in employee engagement? First, it helps in effective communication. Like social media is an easy way to encourage communication between employees and help to share ideas and increase engagement while at work and when at home. The ability to interact outside of work will help boost employee morale and engagement. More and better connection may result in sales lead, business opportunities, and new ideas. LinkedIn is especially geared toward this type of relationship. Then it improves employee recognition and retention. Social media is tremendous avenue for recognizing employee accomplishment both internally and externally. Through social media, company can give recognition to outstanding performance. This recognition allows team member to interact, which work to build team stronger, and employee can congratulate each other, keep up with the company's current event. This this interaction and ability for organizations as social media provide improve overall morale. So employees who are more engaged with their firm and co-worker are more likely to stay in their business. So overall, social network help employee to more engaged. So productivity is automatically increased. So now I would like to invite Asaf for further presentation.
Thank you, Dishant. My topic for today's presentation is recruitment. So I would like to start with the basics that what is recruitment? Recruitment refers to the process of identifying, attracting, interviewing, selecting, hiring, and onboarding employees. In other words, it involves everything from the identification of a staffing need to filling it. Depending on the size of an organization, recruitment is the responsibility of a range of workers. Or in other words, we can say that hiring of a right candidate for a right position at a right time. Nowadays, the social media is playing a very important role in recruitment as it efficient and very easy to use. Most of the peoples are using different social media handles to get the job or to know about the company. The results of social sourcing is very good as it allows the recruiter to screen and filter their candidates easily, which allows them to approach the perfect candidate fit for the role. Social media in recruitment is very important as it helps in the cost cutting of the organization because for recruiting there are so many sourcing platforms like Monster, Career Builder, which are quite expensive. But if we talk about the social media, it is not so expensive comparatively, and its results are also so good. Now let's come to the company branding. How the social media helps in company branding. The social media helps the marketer to be more informed about the targeted audience and get chance to follow the potential buyer. The cost of advertisement on social media is low. So the ROI increases and connecting with the candidates is also become easy on both sides. By the help of social media, we can create large customer base and at the very same time it also works as the brand awareness as if we post anything related to the offers or the company, the employer used to put their company logo on the post that to attract the audience and they also came to know about the company. I would also like to tell you all that I'm also working in a US staffing company as a recruiter, and I'm very much aware of the impact of social media in human resource management. Thank you. That's all from my side. Now I would like Sajid to continue this presentation.
Thank you, Ashok. Now, here the question arises how HR professionals use social networking sites as a tool, analyzing the usage pattern and frequency. Features like sharing, commenting, blogging, microblogging, retweets, etc., help the HR to reach the potential candidates according to the needs of the organization. For behavior information, these sites also help the HR to extract out the behavior of the candidate and his personality too, because it shows the dislikes and likes of the person and his past experiences also. For HR analytics, these practices are used in some HR major concepts such as hiring, collaboration, talent management, employer branding, etc. It also helps us to understand the recruitment cycle from recruitment till transition. Now, I would like to invite Talim to speak further on this topic.
Thank you, Sajid. Now, what are the reviews of HR professionals about social networking? Firstly, it helps in talent acquisition. In addition to obvious assistance that social media provides in talent acquisition, human resource professional can use the popular communication and business tool for other purposes that positively impact their companies in terms of reputation and corporate communication. Then, the indispensable usage of internet helps in realizing social networking power in professional sector. While some companies initially considered social media little more than a distraction for employees, many are now realizing the power that lies within a system that is so closely intertwined into the fabric of our modern digital society, to the point where we carry these networks around with us all day. And like always, it's better late than never. The realization of this kind of power has meant that companies are increasingly appreciating the need to have an active and engaging corporate presence on social media in order to attract top professionals for open roles. Now, I would like to invite Maria to carry over the presentation.
Thank you, Tali. Now, let's take a look at how social networking has impacted the area of human resource management. LinkedIn is the world's largest professional network on the internet. We can use it to find the right job or internship, connect and strengthen professional relationships, and learn the skills we need to succeed in our career. Its rise over time is a relevant example of the steady conflation between social networking and the HR industry. Today, LinkedIn and Facebook are recruiters' preferred platforms.
Now let's take the case study of LinkedIn to understand its impact on human resource management. So LinkedIn was launched in 2003 as a website specially established for the professionals around the world to network and is now available in more than 200 countries. It helps people to search professional identity, identify potential career opportunities, and due to which it contains around 810 million professional profiles. Around 57 million companies have their profiles on LinkedIn, and among them, most of the corporate profiles are established for the sole purpose of recruitment and development of potential candidates. Around 59.9% of users on LinkedIn are between the age group of 25 to 34 years, uh, age group which is considered as starting and growing up the career by the youth. LinkedIn can be termed as a friend for both HR professionals and job seekers because 100 millions of job applications were sent every month on LinkedIn and around 40 million job searches were made every week, which helps HR to select the best candidate among the wide pool of applicants. And as for the job seekers' perspective, 4 hires were made every minute. So this way, the LinkedIn helped in HR recruitments.
The following LinkedIn solutions work together to help plan effectively, hire efficiently, and develop winning teams. Now, let's see what gives LinkedIn an edge over its competitors. LinkedIn Recruiter and LinkedIn Jobs come together into LinkedIn Talent Hub, which is an online applicant tracking system that lets you source, manage, and hire all in one place. With Talent Hub, you get insights throughout your hiring process so you can make better talent decisions while getting an edge over the competition. From job boards to human resource information systems and more, LinkedIn's ATS brings all hiring tools into one integrated workflow.
Now, second one is in-mail messages. So every recruiter has one that got away story. The perfect candidate just slipped from their fingers. And when that ideal candidate doesn't even respond to HR's first overreach message, that feels disappointing. And the answer to this problem is provided by the LinkedIn email. It is the feature of LinkedIn messages through which a person can connect to another one, which is not his first degree connection, that is outside his network. People are far more willing to respond to in-mail than the traditional email because it is more personalized, precise, and shows the sincerity of that person. And even as per the LinkedIn research, the average response rate to in-mail is 85%. That is 3 times more than the traditional email. So apart from these two features or tools, you can say, there are other tools which are provided by LinkedIn to assist the HR through the whole recruiting process. Thank you. Now I would like to request Shailesh to please continue the presentation.
Thank you, Shivangi. So now, advantages of social networking for HRM. First of all, talent acquisition. This is the part of social media that HR departments adopt immediately. Going to know your potential employees before you meet them is a huge part of human resource hiring process. And anyways, HR is already doing most of its recruitment through social media. Second, drastically widens the recruiting market. There is no doubt that social networks are providing quicker and easier access to a diverse and highly skilled workforce than even before, which is a huge positive for HR departments. Networks like LinkedIn allows employers as well as employees to seek out one another efficiently and effectively through online channels while facilitating a more continuous hiring process. Social media shortens the hiring time. The traditional methods of recruitment generally take longer than social media recruiting method. This means that when you have an open position that you need to fill immediately, social media is a platform to consider. Social networking sites not only make it easy and faster to communicate with all the candidates, it also allows candidates to respond faster. As a result, excellent work relationships emerges. Four, strengthening training programs. Employees' training and development programs are now being tightly integrated with social media to make learning more fun and increase participation. Social media polls and surveys can be used to understand what employees expect from training programs. And when a candidate is hired, social media can provide an opportunity for HR leads and the new employees to bond better and understand the mutual equations faster. This is irrespective of the location of the one and another. And on the other hand, the relationship between the new entrants and the employees can be stabilized more speedily. Thank you. Now I would like Azim to continue.
Thank you, Sailesh. Well, obviously, everything has some negative side to it, and social networking too has some issues, or we can say it too comes with some limitations. and some of these are as follows. When social media is used for selection of personnel, a portion of talented candidates who do not use a page from social networking companies is excluded, and also non-network businesses from candidates looking for work in this way. And then there is the issue of security and harassment. Using social media platforms on a company networks opens the door to hacks, viruses, and privacy breaches. Employees may engage in harassing behavior towards coworkers on a social network, and HR will need to take action if it becomes aware of such behavior. And then there is need to check the validity of the information provided by the candidate page, but also to distinguish it from useless information. On the other hand, the candidate who uses social media to find a job must check the validity of the information that a company offers in its page, so as to not to fall victim to fraud. Then there is concern to the negative exposure, because with the use of these instruments, candidates' qualifications and other personal items are given to the company, either by himself or by someone else, and thus candidate can become a victim of stereotypes and discrimination. And as we know, wage and hour issues may also arise, because non-exempt employees restricted to certain working hours may incur additional compensable hours, including overtime, more easily through social media. At last, there is a difficulty in continuously updating the pages of the candidates in order to have the most recent data available to the employees. And now I would like Sabiha to proceed further.
Recent trends, or rather, I say the outbreak of COVID 19. The outbreak of COVID 19 pandemic on an unprecedented global scale has disrupted conventional work practices and operational processes of organizations. HRM has a significant role in operational processes, helping employees to overcome the difficulties brought by the unexpected changes in the workplace as in the society. The COVID 19 pandemic has created a particularly challenging environment for human resource management, with managers having to quickly venture into the unknown unknowns as they strive to help their workforce adapt to and cope with radical changes occurring in the work and social environment. For example, employees who were formerly spent all or most of their time working inside their organization's physical boundaries now have to quickly adjust to remote working environments. Remote working environment was only possible due to the social networking, where communication was possible between the employees and the organizations. Also, the social networking, where communication was possible because it became a powerful tool to facilitate self learning among the employees by enabling access to online training modules and study programs. Organizations needed to prepare and allocate the resources to coordinate the needed mechanism and to properly use the organizational resources and knowledge. Now, I would request Iram to conclude.
Coming on the conclusion of this topic, there is a slight difference between social media and social networking. A social media is a platform for broadcasting information, whereas social networking is a platform for building and maintaining that social relationship. The presence of social media have not only advanced the functioning of HRM, but also created a two-way dialogue between the company and the employees. It has improved the performance and productivity, and now the company have become more credible and visible to its employees and stakeholders. It's now better with sourcing and providing expertise and taking a 360-degree feedback, and have also created a way to collaborate with the stakeholders of the company. And it have also enhanced the creation and innovation environment with the motive to learn and develop. And last but not least, social networking and HRM have made it more efficient of time, inexpensive, and customizable to the ongoing changes. With this, I would like to end with a quote that human resource isn't a thing we do, it's the thing that runs our business. And combining it with social network is not to impress people, but to impact them. Thank you.
Yeah, questions are welcome. Deepa, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, the use of social networking in HRM is called as EHRM. When a company uses technology to do the basic things of an HRM, basic practices of HRM. It is known as EHRM.
I have a question too. How has social media networking impacted the work life balance of an individual, in your opinion?
Do you mind repeating that question, please?
How has social networking impacted the work life balance of an individual?
Basically, starting with the pandemic, that was the main phase where the work life was affected, and where social media affected the work life of many people. It was quite difficult in the starting, but eventually people get used to it. People got used to it that this much that they don't want to go to office now. So, like everything has in a good and bad impact.
Also,
I
I
have
want
two.
to
I
add.
have. I have two questions to ask. Since you people have taken up the case of LinkedIn, like there are different job portals. Can you tell me why should I go for LinkedIn only, not for other platforms? Can you specify any reason why should I go for LinkedIn and not for any other platform like Naukri.com, Indeed.com?
Because I think LinkedIn have wide range of opportunities other than Naukri.com. Like Naukri.com is only limited to one region, whereas LinkedIn has wide range. That's why.
I want to add one point here.
Also,
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn is a one-stop solution where you can plan how you're going to hire your team, and then you can find that team, and then you have LinkedIn Learning where you can develop that team. So they also have an ATS system which streamlines the entire hiring process. So it's very easy. Plus, there are also paid options and free options because if you're a small business, you can go there. They have 57 million businesses attached. So it's very convenient.
I have a question. Any one of you can answer. Do we have a rough successful percentage of social media in increasing employment?
By the time we came back, Frizzer fell. So then it got delayed. After all that
Can you
video,
repeat the question,
Sorry.
please?
I meant, do we have a rough successful percentage of social media, role of social media in increasing
yes.
employment in our country? As you have said that LinkedIn has been helping us in increasing
Well,
employment
India has the
indirectly.
second largest user base for LinkedIn. The first is United States and second is India. So yes, LinkedIn has a huge impact in India.
I have a question. What do you think is the biggest problem with social networking?
There's like a lot of problems about social media. One of them in India specifically, I feel like, is of the connectivity issue. Even now with the 5G and I don't know what 6G network, still people don't get network if they're sitting in their separate room or somewhere else. So I think that is the main issue here.
I have
Also,
a
I wanted
question.
to add.
Yes, yes, yes. But
I wanted to add, as we know, if we just talk about India, that internet, especially, we all have mobile data, maybe 2 GB at max 3 GB. But when we come up to our, offices requirements, where or college requirements, we need a large, span, large data. That is, we would need a Wi-Fi. But at the same time, everybody is not able to get a Wi-Fi. And I think here maybe social networking, it becomes a bit of disadvantage for the people who cannot afford it.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Yeah, actually, what I have noticed or observed, it's my personal observation, you can say, is that while the organizations conduct interviews, they actually conduct the first or second phase of interview online, right? But when they move to the final stages of their interview, they prefer asking the individual interviewees to come to their office and do it physically in person. So why do you think there is this kind of distrust or this kind of thing, this kind of perception in the organization's HRM department or the people who are interviewing to call people in physical presence in order to finally judge them? Why can't it be done through social media or social networking?
Alma, you have a really good observation, I would like to say. And other than that, see, everything is not about just, presenting or saying. You have a different body language when you're sitting in the person, and when you're sitting in front of the authorities, you don't know how to react. So, like, obviously, there is the same issue with the, like, if you do it on call or video call or anything, But when you're sitting in front of them, you're sitting in the chair, you came in, how you reacted to them, how you reacted to the question on the spot, you cannot look here and there. I was seeing that, I was seeing, no, there is no distraction.
There is basically a development of overall personality.
Also,
They
as
judge
the
that.
last group just discussed, that everybody on social network puts their best foot front, right? So I think our officials know that very well. So they can judge a person by the third meeting, as you said, that is person to person. Maybe, some people are very much comfortable at their house, and then, they can just answer your all the questions. But at the same time, when they meet a new person, there's just nervousness, anxiety. I think that's where we are assessed by these people.
I think we have sufficient number of questions. Can we now move to Shiraz? Shiraz, if you have any query. Okay, I just want one question. I don't know, there was a boy, I think, before Sabia took over. He talked about some negative aspect of networks. Can I just, who was the person? I'm not getting his name. Yeah.
Ma'am, Azim, Mohammed Azim.
Azim, what was
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
You talked something about stereotyping. I happened to miss it.
Ma'am, there is the different types of discrimination can arise, because if someone uploads something that destroys the reputation of someone, then different cases can arrive. Maybe he is right, maybe he is wrong, but a scenario will be created. We will take that person as wrong from our perspective if we don't know it personally.
Okay. But then this means the person would be posting on his own. Does it mean that what I understand is you're trying to create an image about a person depending upon what is posted on the site?
Yes, ma'am. Madam, I am talking about the image of the employer. Like,
Employer.
I was his employee, then I have some misunderstanding with him, then I say something wrong about him, then his image will be destroyed in some way.
You're talking about the image of the employer. Okay.
Employer,
The
yes,
group
ma'am.
has presented well on different aspects like employee engagement, recruitment, I think company branding, then using tools, analytics, HR analytics, how they're using it for hiring, collaboration, etc. One question I want to ask, we know it is being extensively used for recruitment. We see it is being used for hiring. But we also know that it has also been used for firing. That is asking the person to leave. Can anybody add to it? So it's not only for hiring, it's also for firing. So we tell them, employees, to be cautious as to what you post about yourself, what you write. Why is it so? Can anybody say?
It can harm the company's image. So
It's
that's
just one person.
Ma'am, basically, social networking is very public, it's very vital. So it plays a very important role in reputation of any sort of company, whether it is big or it is small. So there, obviously, if you are posting something that is irrelevant or not suitable for the environment, it is gonna affect your image and the company's image.
Yeah, I'll just give you an example. Like Virgin and Atlantic, they had sacked 13 crew members because what they considered to be not positive posts, not about the company, but in general, they did not appreciate. And then, particularly in UK, also in India, we employers before hiring, they go through the employees, prospective employees, they go through the prospective employees biodata, the FB posts to just try to assess what is it that they try to assess.
There is always this is what I feel, that there is always a pattern in anybody's social networking, like social media's IDs they have.
I just want one word. What is it that they try to assess?
Ma'am, they try to assess the character of that person.
Okay,
Overall
character
personality.
or the overall attitude about the
Yes.
person towards life, towards organization, towards work life, whatever. So therefore we tell always the employees, be cautious as to what you post on the social media site. It was a good presentation. I'll come back with get back to you as to what were the notable points of your presentation. Can we have less time? I think it's a break time for you, 10:30. Can
Yes,
we
ma'am.
have the next group? Quick, we have to wind up within 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
Next group.
Yes, ma'am, we're here.
Yes, ma'am.
Anam's group. Yeah, Anam's
Yes,
group.
ma'am. Ma'am, we are here. Yes, ma'am.
Just be cautious of the time.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Inshallah, we'll try to. Sabia, let's get started.
Yes. Okay. Good morning, ma'am, and good morning, everyone. Today, my group is going to present on social networking and its impact in the area of marketing. First, we'll know what is social networking. It refers to the use of internet-based social media sites to stay connected with friends, families, colleagues, customers, and clients. It focuses on building online communities of people who share interest, and or activities or who are interested in exploring the interests or activities of others. Social networking can have a social purpose, business purpose, or both through social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as websites. Now we'll see the impact of social networking in the area of marketing. It acts as a communication tool, helps in increasing traffic, increasing leads and customers, also helps in increase brand awareness of the product, and provides in-hand analytics. Helps in increasing leads and customers. Businesses can also generate leads and conversions directly on these platforms through features like Instagram, Facebook Shops, direct messaging, call to action buttons on profiles, and appointment booking capabilities. Increase in brand awareness. The visual nature of social media platforms allows you to build your visual identity across vast audiences, improve brand awareness, and better brand awareness means better results with all your other campaigns. It also acts as a communication tool for your product. The role of social media is in the marketing is to act as a communication tool that makes you accessible to those who are interested in your product and also make you visible to those who don't know yet. Then increase traffic in your consumer base. There has been an increase in the traffic of the consumers on websites and apps because of the awareness among the consumer base. Moving forward is it provides in-hand analytics. These platforms open both direct and indirect line of communication with your followers through which you can network, gather feedback, hold discussions, and connect directly with individuals. Businesses can trace who are their target audience, the people who are visiting their websites, and number of conversions they are getting. Google, Google Analytics is one of the free tools which is used by the small businesses to track the growth. On the right side of the slide, you can see the graphs that shows the hand analytics of the companies, the growth of the audience. Now I'll hand over to Mayin to continue with the presentation.
Now let's see what social media networking is. Social media networking refers to the use of social media platforms to market a company's products and services, which allows companies to engage with existing customers and reach new ones as they promote their culture, mission, or tone. Social media marketing has a purpose, that is to build data analytic tools that allows marketers to track the success of their efforts. We have sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, which are commonly used to execute social media marketing. Next up, we have some most popular social media networks for businesses. We have some examples of sites such as Facebook that favors for the amount of users. We have the example of LinkedIn, that is the ultimate business to business marketing platform. We have Twitter that is best valued for customer service response. We have YouTube over here, which isn't really is not ideal for businesses, but it helps with the video services. We have the example of this. We have the example of Instagram that is helpful for the visual business performance. Next, we have some case studies of social media marketing successes. We have the example of Mercedes-Benz with us. Mercedes wanted to reach out the younger audience, so they hired 5 top Instagram photographers to each take the wheel of a new Mercedes CLA. Whoever got the most likes to got to keep the car. So they all really worked at it. By the end of the campaign, Mercedes had received 87 million organic Instagram impressions, 2 million Instagram likes, 150 new marketing assets, which are the stunning photos from the photographers. We have the example of Dove with us. Dove's goal was to change the negativity on social media about body image, which makes social media a more positive experience. As a result, Dove teamed up with Twitter and built a tool to launch the hashtag Speak Beautiful effect that breaks down which body-related words people use the most and when negative chatters appears during the day. According to Dove, women were inspired by the message. Hashtag Speak Beautiful was used more than 168,000 times, which drove 800 million social media impressions of the campaign. Now we have Smanali to discuss further.
Advantages of social media marketing. We can get sheer number of people on social media platform. With social media marketing, ads feel more organic and less salesy. Customers are more likely to react positively when they see brand on their social feeds. Marketing on social media means you are marketing specifically for customers. That means the advertising will speak more directly to direct audience. Human love positive attention, and when we as a marketer wants to make our customer feel important and acknowledged, then social media makes it possible. Gain insight into industry. When a company knows its market, its success rate increase vastly. Marketing on social media is cost effective if it is done rightly. Social media marketers know that inbound traffic is vital for success of a company. This is when you attract potential customer when before they are ready to buy. Now, disadvantages of social media marketing. Social media marketing is time consuming. Using social media for marketing means everyone can see your content, including competitors. If you want to focus on important business matter, it is highly recommended that hire staff. Another disadvantage of social media marketing is that it is easy to tarnish the good name of a company. Marketing a business on social media is a long-term investment. It is successful and effective strategy, but it takes time. The return on investment is great but timely. Now Adil will take over from here.
Having a strong online presence in the form of a website or a social media handle can have tremendous effects on the revenue of a company. A good website can give a firm credibility. Without it, people might question the legitimacy of the business. A well curated website can give a great first impression to the people as well. Furthermore, search engine optimization, when done properly, can lead to your brand showing up on the results page when people search for a product or service. This can lead to an increase in site traffic. An online presence helps customers find useful information without needing to call, which ultimately provides a better all-around user experience. Perhaps one of the most important aspects of an online presence is branding. By clearly establishing who you are, what you represent, and what you stand for, you increase the chances of your customers buying from you. It can increase your chances of getting leads. Further, here we have a graph representing how a strong online presence helps a company in increasing its revenue. Let us take a look at some of the examples of companies who got it right. Espionage faced a problem in retargeting the readers from their referral blog website to the main website, which contained the main information about them. The solution was simple. They placed an on-site retargeting pop-up on their blog post. This made them increase their blog referral traffic by 58% and received up to 5.47% click-through rate. Moreover, more than 4,000 pop-up impressions were generated and more than 227 people were redirected to the main site. Another example is Lawrence of Morocco, a travel company, which gained coverage from the Game of Thrones buzz by designing and promoting a map that listed all the filming locations found in the Game of Thrones series. They called it Visit the Game of Thrones in Real Life. This brought over 11,300 visits to the website. And on top of that, outlets in top tier publications like Washington Post, Mashable, Business Insider, and many more. I would ask Aros to take over.
And now we'll be discussing how to build a brand through social networking. Now, the marketing teams of a company are tasked with building the company's brand, and they have to follow these 4 steps, which are determining your target audience, positioning your product and business, defining your company's personality, and choosing a logo and a slogan. So the first one is determining your target audience. Now, to create a preferred client base, one has to determine who is most likely to buy the product, considering several factors like age, gender, location, and income to create a demographic. Consulting available sales statistics and data is also helpful in providing the company with valuable information concerning the shopping habits of the consumer. Statistics could also help you decide whether your company's product will appeal to a certain demographic or not. Studying similar companies is also really helpful. You can learn from the established companies that offer similar product or services. Talking to your target market is also very beneficial, considering engaging with people who fit your company's ideal client profile to determine what are their likes and needs, as well as what brand appeals to them and why. After you have decided on the target audience, one can start creating a brand to attract customers. Now, the second point is positioning your product and businesses. So positioning a business involves deciding how to distinguish its product or services from other similar offering in the marketplace. This can be done through investigating your competition, and a company should also develop a USP, unique selling proposition. So, and your USP should be the highlight of the features of your product that makes it unique and add value for the clients. The next step is defining your company's personality. This is the most important step of branding. Apart from the company's product and services, its target audience will also help to establish its personality. Now, deciding on the brand image will require creative brainstorming with other members of the branding team. You could also try to associate your product or company with any image or idea you think of so that the consumer can relate to it. Now, these kind of creative thought process will allow you and your team to provide your company with a distinctive voice in the market. The next step is choosing a good logo and a good slogan. An effective logo can make your brand visually appealing, while a successful slogan can help customer remember your product. A logo conveys the image and personality of a brand. Your logo should be tasteful, effective, and it should be well crafted. And talking about the slogan, a slogan is a short, catchy phrase that you can employ during your marketing campaigns to give your brand the extra edge. For example, McDonald's have a slogan, I am loving it. So slogans like these help the companies to stand out. Though it's not a permanent feature of the brand, so the company can adjust and change it according to their new marketing campaigns. So now I would like to hand over to Anam.
So, adding to this, now we'll talk about branding strategies. The first is to choose and leverage the most appropriate social network. The platform that is being used should be in alignment with the needs and goals of the organization, and your business goals should be equal to the customer's needs. As you can see on the screen, the table is being shown here that, which is actually telling us the target audience, that what is suiting their interest, what is good for them. So targeting and segmentation of the audience on the basis of age, gender, needs, etc. is also very important. Strategy number 2, be consistent with your messages. Crafting the right kind of messages is also very important. When your messages are consistent over a period of time, it becomes easy to win the trust and build rapport. In the beginning, you will have to test out different types of content and hashtags to see what works best for your target audience. However, this trial and error are more about understanding the demands and less about your own potential to create good and relevant content. Once you have recognized what works and what doesn't, you'll find it easier to be consistent. Strategy number 3, we have post as frequently as possible. While maintaining consistency with your content is important, it is also critical to post good content on a regular basis. Creating an account on the right social media platform and making it look perfect, it's just the first part of the equation. The other part is getting your word out there. It's easy to lose your presence in the middle of the chaos of social media platforms, but by posting regular, informative updates, you manage to stay in front of the mind of your social media audience. Strategy 4, optimize your profile. Your social media profiles hold a lot more important position since they help you put your business's message across to your audience. Make sure to optimize the content of your profile with relevant keywords along with a contact button to help people find you and get in touch very easily. You can also choose to showcase the benefits or advantages of your company offerings in your profile description area. Now I'll ask Adil to continue.
A strong online presence warrants that we maintain our digital reputation. 97% of consumers claim that online reviews influence their buying decisions. Or 49% of consumers say that a business should at least have a 4-star rating before they would even consider using them. A simple mishap might result in bad press. Take Flipkart as a recent example. It happened just 4 days ago. Scathing articles can be written and published against you. This can lead to loss of investors and customers, sometimes even leading to boycotts. And all this has the potential to put a huge toll on the business's revenue. In a world where consumers rely on search engine and customer reviews for purchase planning, investing in online reputation management is more important than ever. Let's look at a real life instance. For one business firm with several $1 million art gallery business, the name has been hidden due to privacy reasons, a certain partnership dissolved amicably, resulting in bad press. When conducting full Google search, 3 negative links showed up, including one ranking at the top of the search engine result page. To make matters worse, this review was by a well-respected art industry news site. It was the first thing potential collectors were seeing. The more people clicked on it, the more it became prominent. As a result, the gallery owner's income slid to nearly zero because he could not move forward with his career. The only option was to restore his reputation. What he did was, he curated a new online presence, focused on blog post articles regarding artists he worked with. He worked on removing negative links from the internet. He also made frequent comments on art specialized news sites and engaged with the audience there. Further, he created several image-related platforms and shared photos of several openings and works of artists. This worked great. With his reputation restored, the art gallery owner managed to find a new position with a major auction house.
In essence, social networking is a communication and broadcasting tool which can amplify the reach and scope of target audience of a product drastically. Done right, it can make the product much more available in the public domain to the point where it becomes a part of people's daily conversations. It can lead to a tremendous shoot up in a product's exposure that can increase the radius of the circle of customer base, can provide excellent customer experience, leading to inflow of new customers and retention of new ones, and further helps the company by saving resources and time, as it helps the company target specific audience, hence cutting the cost it earlier used to incur on the people who were just random public, who are not potential customers for the product. So there's no point of incurring our savings on them. So thank you so much, everyone. That is all from our side. We're open for questions.
We are open to questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so USP is the unique selling proposition. It's a way of differentiating a company from its competitors. So company use USP to differentiate from its competitors so that it stands out in the market and it's visible to the consumers separately. So that's USP.
Well, I have
I
a
just have
question.
one question from Mahi. Can you tell me what other social media stories you can quote other than you told or in PPT?
Yeah, well, there were many. We have the example Starbucks, Oreo, Red Bull, Taco Bell, etc. I mean, there were many. I hope that
I
answers
have
your
one
question.
question.
There is, one term like Google Analytics. How do you use that?
So I'll answer this question. Thank you for that. So Google Analytics actually provides analysis. Like for example, if you are a social media influencer, you want to see that what number of followers are you getting per day, or what is your reach, to the following people, and what sort of content people are liking. For example, if they're liking your dance videos, so you're going to upload them. If they're liking your singing videos, so you have analysis of all this data through Google Analytics. So that is what Google Analytics does. It basically provides a report for your social media platforms.
Adding to what Anand said, Google Analytics also features that helps you to identify the users' trends and patterns in how visitors engage with their websites.
May
Yeah, that is the main
I
point. Thank you.
well, I
I have a
have one
question. Can you
question.
come to the pie chart where you have showed the graphs on that side?
Students, we call it a day now. We will carry on from here on Monday's class. So Q and answer, question answer is left for the next class.
Okay, ma'am.
We have
Okay,
a
ma'am.
meeting
Thank you
right
so
now.
much.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much.
We have a
Thank you so
meeting
much,
right
ma'am.
now, so I
Thank
need
you,
to
ma'am.
wind up with the
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes,
बहुत
all the
बढ़िया.
time.
Thank you, ma'am.